Welcome, I'm Riz Mirza. I'll be channeling my spirit guide, Red Eagle. Thank you for joining us. Hello, I'm Red Eagle. As you move around your sun, as a planet, you'll make an elliptical, a circle around your sun. You call that 1 year. When the sun comes up and the sun goes away, you call that 1 day. You have begun to quantify reality. You have decided what is 1 second, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, 1 century. You have said when the sun goes away and comes back, it is 1 day, but you could have said when it goes away 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, that would be 1 day. But you had to come to an agreement about reality, using nature. And all of you have agreed to what constitutes 1 day and 1 year. When you listen to music, each note, you count how many times the frequency is going back and forth. You pluck the strings of a guitar. How many times it goes back and forth in the vibration in 1 second. You say that is 432 hertz. 440 hertz. Because you have decided that the way you count something and you make numbers, then that would be the law of the universe. As if you have been anywhere in the universe, or everywhere in the universe. It is entirely possible that your mathematics are not the laws somewhere else in some other dimension. But they're good enough for all of you to agree on. That is the note A. That is the note in music. B, C, D, E, F, G. So you have agreed upon these realities. In the physical world, the natural world, you have used that to organize your society through time, through seasons, through understanding that everyone knows what is an hour in every country. Everyone knows what is 1 minute. And yet all of you experience time differently according to where you are inside emotionally. For some, the minutes seem like hours, and for others, the hours seem like seconds. A lifetime can be too long or too short. The day can go too fast and too slow at the very same time. You say, time is a construct. I know it is a construct, you say. But you have to use something to organize yourself. To be a slave to time. You cannot be your full self flowing. Slave to a time means that you must have something by a certain time and age, and that is now your society has said. You will be adult at 18. You are allowed to do this at 21. You should have this and this and this by 30, by 40, by 50. And many who do not have things by that age are beginning to feel very bad. And yet you are a unique being. You are on your own timeline. Not everybody's heart beats the same way. Not everybody has the same exact vibration. So each time you have a birthday, you say, I am this many years old. Actually, you're not. When you turn 34, you have actually only been alive, 33. You're starting the 34th year. How do you become a master of time? You say, I wish to be present. If I could be more present. What you mean by focused in the present, that is what you mean. You are focused. You are physically aware of what is happening in the room. what is being said to you. How do you do it? First, you would have to understand that you are often working through your day through repetition, ideas and opinions that you have been repeating time and time again. Notice how the word time keeps happening. Notice that the now is always now. Here it is now, and now it is now again. And now it is now again, and now it is now again. You are hearing this transmission coming through the channeler, and yet it takes time for the sound through the voice of the channeler to reach you watching video right now. It does not matter if you are sitting in the room with the channeler. Still, it would take time, in person, for the voice to reach your ears and for your ears to receive that information, process it, and go to your brain through the nerves. And that is called the speed of sound, which means technically that you are not hearing, nor have you ever heard anything in the exact moment that it was happening in. And the sound you hear, that takes time to reach your ears. Even right now, if you were able to hear the beating of your heart, you would only be hearing it just a little bit after the fact. And the same is true for the speed of light. It is how you see everything. You are watching this video. Turn around, look over to the left and to the right. Look up and down, look at your hand right now. Look at it. It takes time for the light to reflect off of every object and go to your eye. So your sight is based on the speed of light. That means everything you are seeing right now, and everything you have ever seen, and everything you will see, all of that happened in the past. By the time you see it, it has already happened. You are limited by the speed in which the physical senses can receive information. Same thing for taste. Everything that is physical. You say, whoa, so what is the present? You asked, how do I become more present? But every sense of your 5 senses is based upon the body. It is based upon the physics of your reality. And that is why you seek metaphysical understanding. So you talk about the third eye, the psychic sense, sensing spirit, sensing energy. That sense is in the present. The speed of thought is instantaneous. So when you communicate to the spirit world, as you called it, the spirit world, you live in the spirit world, you are a spirit. You are convinced that this is reality and that is some figment of your imagination. That the spirit guide has taken over the channeler's body. Everything is in agreement. The channeler resides in the body. His consciousness, it does not surrender or run away or is blocked out by red eagle consciousness. The consciousness of the channeler has grown because spirit guide energy transmission is now a part of it. It does not eliminate it or block it out. The channeler will receive this information as well. It is downloaded into the hard drive, you might call it that. So if everything that you are sensing and experiencing in the physical world is experienced after the fact, that is why you have cameras that can catch things that you could not see. That is why the dog or the cat can hear frequencies you cannot hear. The dog can hear sounds you cannot hear. You don't seem to call that metaphysical. You don't say, well, I don't hear it, so it cannot be there. You even have this word called metaphysical. What does metaphysical mean? You say that which is not physical, greater than the physical. But a medium or a seer can see spirits. Just because you cannot see them does not mean that that is metaphysical. It is metaphysical to you and you only. It is not metaphysical to the channeler or the psychic or the healer who has this ability to see. The dog hears the frequency you cannot hear. You don't say, well, the dog must be lying. And the only reason you believe the dog is because you have a little measuring device that can hear better than you. And you say, well, the device I have created, it can also hear what the dog hears. Therefore, I believe the dog is hearing something. The same will happen one day with channelers. You will have a device one day that will be able to see the energy entering a channeler's body. And the device will tell you, oh, something is happening. Then some of you will believe. Others do not need machines to tell them. You use machines to help you to understand, to not be enslaved to them. The physical and the metaphysical is another delineation that you have made according to your ability to perceive realities. You come to this earth to expand your perception, to become better receivers. Notice everywhere you go on the planet, you are here to receive something. You want to receive love, you want to receive money, you want to receive health, you want to receive growth. Everywhere. In every situation. You are laying in the bed, you're comfortable, you want to be more comfortable. You will always want more. You cannot help it. You say, well, I actually want less. I want to get rid of my house and my possessions and my money. I want to live off the grid. You want to live off the grid, or you want to have less of those things because you still want more. You value that more than you value this. The word is still more. We are not talking in terms of quantity. We are saying the feeling of wanting more. So even when you want less, you want more. Even when you want to end your life, you want a different kind of experience of life. You cannot help it. You always want more. You say, I don't want anything. I just want to stay the way I am. When you want to stay the way you are, it means you want more of that which you are experiencing, so you still want more. Now, do you feel bad that you want more? You cannot help it. You took a breath, you want another breath. No, my body is telling me it needs to breathe. You can hold your breath. Are you the body or not? You say, are you separate from the body? My body wants to breathe more. So you are separate from the body. Are you limited by the body? You say, in certain ways, yes, I cannot fly. But you can fly in your mind. But to you, that is not real. You see? Anything that is not physical to you is not real. You do not think or conceive of the fact that when you fly in your dreams that you are truly flying, and yet you have all the sensations of it. But you are so stuck to the ground that you say, until I see my own physical 3D body up in the air, I'm not flying, I'm just imagining it. And yet everything that you are seeing right now, from the screen you are watching to the clothes you are wearing to the room that you are in, is imagination expanding into what you call reality. It is pure imagination, therefore it is pure magic, and that is the essence of all things that you're experiencing. Whether it is pain, whether it is pleasure, you will decide, is there a deeper magic in something? And as you surrender to it, you will discover the purpose of the true seeker is the one who surrenders. Bless you. Hey everyone, so what is channeling? I want to share this with you about what it means to channel. Let's just first talk about the word channel. You have the English Channel, you have the Suez Canal, you have the Panama Canal. The canal and the word channel are the same word. It simply means a passageway through which, when it's physical, a ship passes through and drops off goods and services and continues on its way. It's an opening through which these energies and intelligences flow. When it comes to metaphysical channeling, like psychics or channelers do, that is where you step out of the way and allow consciousness, what we will call higher consciousness, intelligence, or spirit guides to come through you. So I've been trance channeling for many decades now, and I channel many, many different spirit guides. Every culture has talked about spirit guides. They talk about it in different words. Some say ancestors, some say the universe, some say angels. But the bottom line in all of these cultures, whether it's tribal or it's religions, they are saying that we are not alone. Some of you have had experiences where you're doing sacred medicine ceremonies, and you yourself have seen that. You yourself have had one-on-one contact or experiences or heard it or felt it in your being. So this is the same principle. And what I really, really want to share with you is that the more that you can quiet yourself down, the more that you can bring yourself to peace, you increase your sensitivity to being able to hear and to feel the message of your guides. So I use the term spirit guides, and some people say, well, does that mean the same thing as angels? Well, in traditional religion, we see angels as the ones who give us things or protect us from things. Spirit guides, it's different because it's not in any particular school of a particular religion. Spirit guides means that these are higher intelligent beings that have been with you many, many different lifetimes. And they have walked with you in those lifetimes as a teacher, as a very, very old friend. They are assigned to you to help you connect the dots of your life, not to give you what you want. As they help you connect the dots through coincidences, signs, symbols, intuitions, and dreams, and bringing you to places and experiences that over time you process, even painful ones. How many of us have been through painful experiences that we would never wish on our worst enemy? But then later on in life, after we've done a lot of work on ourselves or had some realizations, we go, God, that really, really made me who I am. So your spirit guides have been there. They're the ones that kind of whisper to you. They don't interfere in your life. So those are the guides who are with you. Now, when it comes to someone like me, I'm supposed to be a channeler because I love to do it and I have an endless amount of energy for it. That's how I know I'm here to do it. These spirit guides are here to give wisdom for everyone. So when you watch a channeling video, what you're there to do is to receive the message. Some people have always been on the fence about, I don't know if channeling is real. I don't know if the spirit guide is real. I feel you. Look, take the message. Listen to the message. Let your mind expand and receive it. It's almost like when you eat a food that you've never had and without questioning, hey, what's in this? Why don't you taste it first and see what it feels like to you? But so many of us have been dragged through the mud with what it means to be a psychic or a channeler, and we either don't know a lot about something or we mistrust something because of our past experiences. So I invite you to watch my channeling. What I notice about good channeling, and I think there's good channeling which is very fluid and very, I would say, precise. You don't hear words like and ah. You hear complete sentences that when you review it, it really reads like final edit. It really reads like a great teaching. So the messages that we get, or me as a channeler, when I channel Red Eagle or Phineas or any of the other guides, they are here to help humanity and help the individual. They're here to bring these teachings so that you can understand that there's a deeper meaning to creating your reality, right? All these years now, we've been hearing, you create your reality, you create your reality. And now some people are saying, well, what does that even mean? What does it mean to manifest? The word manifest has been dragged through the mud, I think, because it's losing its power because it seems to be only about material things. So we're advancing right now, and I wanted to share these ideas about channeling with you, that channeling is a technology, and some people see it as it's a mystical art. I agree. I love that feeling. It is a mystical art, but it is an inner technology. There's something that channelers do. What I do, I can dial it up, meaning that it's there for me when I need it. It is not by happenstance that I channel. That happened in the beginning. 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I began, it was, I would kind of just be napping and something would happen and I would feel the presence of a spirit guide. So when I'm channeling, what I'm doing is allowing myself to enter into a deep state of relaxation. And in that state of relaxation, I have no expectations. I am connecting to or allowing something to signal me. And the spirit guides always signal me. How do they signal me? Is that I have to become so sensitive in my own being that if you were to touch, let's say I were to touch your shoulder, you close your eyes and I was going to touch your shoulder with a feather. And I would say to you, okay, close your eyes and just keep breathing slowly and see if you can feel this feather on your shoulder. And let's say you're wearing a t-shirt like I'm wearing right now. You'd have to be so sensitive that you could feel it. The spirit guides come in that way. Very, very gentle and subtle. Why? Why don't they just take over? It's not like you're being possessed. It is a combined, co-created effort to share goodness, insight, and wisdom to help people. So they want you to be in such a state of relaxation that you're receptive. Everyone has to be receptive to be good at what they do. Everyone has to be sensitive. If you watch a basketball player, they have to feel that basketball. They have to mentally connect with the basket. They have to be aware of the players around them. They have to be aware of how they feel in their body. How do their knees feel? What does it feel like in their sneakers? What does it feel like on this particular court? How do they block out or not block out the crowd? If the crowd is cheering for them, maybe they want to hear it. Maybe it's distracting to them. They have to be masters of their own consciousness to be champions. So channeling in this way, and some people will say, well, that person's a master trance channeler. All that means is that they are able to dial it up. And yes, there are levels, just like anything. There's amateur players and there's pro players. It's just in every field, right? It's not an ego thing. When we say someone's a master channeler, it is that they are able to do this particular task efficiently, cleanly, clearly, every single time. So can you channel? The answer is you're already channeling. I'm going to tell you how to find it. In those areas of your life where you feel flow, where you're not having to control something so much, and whatever flows through you and lands exactly the way it's supposed to land. So you could be a chef and a channeler. You don't really need to look at the recipes. You could be an athlete and you're kind of like in this state of Zen. Let's say that you're playing football or you're playing, I would say a good sport to think about it is even baseball, where you have to watch this ball coming at you, you have to connect the bat to it. A lot of top athletes will tell you there's a state where they blank out and they just channel it. You could be in finance, you could be doing deals in business, and you're like, man, I just channeled that deal. It means you stepped out of the way. Let's go back to the original description of what channeling is. Like the English Channel, right? The boats are passing through the canal. You're staying open and allowing flow to come through without judging it. And so where it lands is exactly where the universe wants it to land. And you almost don't know what happened afterwards. I don't know what happened. I went and I totally channeled that speech in front of the whole office and it just came out. I don't know who said that. Well, that was the larger version of yourself, your higher consciousness. When I channel, I'm channeling a spirit guide. It's not me. There are moments in my life where I channel a higher version of myself. That's usually when I'm giving someone advice as me, or I'm tapping into my psychic sense. So again, you're already channeling. It's where you've stepped out of the way. And if you want to channel a connection with your spirit guides, everyone has that ability. You may not become a professional channeler, but you certainly can learn how to be better at channeling and connecting with your guides. I'm here on this channel, on the YouTube channel, isn't that funny? To help you to do that. And I just join us over the next few weeks. I'll be sharing a lot more of my own channeling, and I'm going to be sharing tips and insights on how you can meditate and get a better and stronger, clearer connection with your own spirit guide. So that's it for now about channeling. I'm going to keep talking. There's a lot more. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that now and leave a comment. Tell me if you've ever tried channeling or what were messages that you ever got from a channeler that you really took to heart and had to think about. All right. Peace. Much love.